This is the ultimate writing advice that I wish somebody had told me when I was first starting out. This video is for newer writers, younger writers, writers who've been around for a while. It's for everybody. These are just the top 10 things that I wish people had told me back when I first started writing, and even things that I'm still learning now, like something I learned last week that I want to share. So these are my top 10 ultimate pieces of writing advice for you guys, okay? My name is Bethany Atazadeh, and I have written 6 books as of now, and the first 5K in my 7th, which I think officially tips me over into authority on the subject. I am 100% kidding, in case you can't tell. I think that we are always learning as writers, and we are always learning new things, and just when we think that we have figured it out, our creativity will take a sharp left turn. That might look like a right on the video for you, whatever. And our methods will stop working. We'll have to try something new and learn new things. And so, yeah, don't be surprised when each book is completely different from the last. And that's not even a tip I had planned today. So you're welcome. Let's dive into the actual 10 tips. And by the way, make sure you stay till the end because I got a big announcement. This first piece of advice is one that I did know about actually, but kind of in the way that I know about healthy eating, where I don't actually always do it. And so I just think it really takes your book from being like a mediocre, that's all right kind of book to like this incredible story. Number 1 is show, don't tell. And I really do see this like when I read good writing versus not as great writing. I can see that the difference is almost always this factor. In case you're newer to writing, telling is like, I like to think of it as like the textbook version. Like she walked here, he did that, and she felt this, blah, 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 okay? And then showing is more, it's in the actions, it's in the dialogue, and in making us feel it with them. It's this intangible way of making the reader feel it along with the characters. And so it means, you know, more like she dragged her feet. Get in the car, he yelled. Her heart sped up. Like that's the same thing as the telling version, but it's not the same thing. Oh, showing versus telling could literally be a whole video, so I'm gonna bite the bullet and finally do that really soon. I'm adding that to my list. I need to do it, but just so you guys know, there are a lot of amazing videos out there on that already, so go just type in show, don't tell, and you'll find some amazing videos that I really think will help you out a lot because it's gonna take your writing to the next level. But before you guys freak out and panic and leave because you're like, that's way too much pressure, I'm freaking out, I can never write again, calm down, it's okay, because the truth is that we all start out telling. We all do a lot of telling, especially in the first draft, which leads to my second point. Don't worry about this in the first draft. Or, you know what, a better way to say it for number 2 would be, let the first draft suck. You might have heard this before, but like every other writer out there, you probably want to be the exception to the rule. I always wanted to, I'm sure you do. We all want that first draft to just come out gorgeous and perfect and amazing. Sorry to break it to you, but it's gonna suck. The first draft is going to suck. Even if it's your 10th book, even if it's your 100th book, there's something about it being like all up in your head and all jumbled. Like the first time you get it out onto paper, it's just not gonna come out right. I know, you can hate me if you want to, but the truth is there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing I can do about it. The only thing that you can do about it, are you ready for this? Is be proud of that piece of crap. Okay? Just be proud of it, because the truth is, like, you needed to get the words out of your head and onto that piece of paper before you can mess around with them, reorganize, puzzle it out, and turn it into a pretty, like, readable product. Okay? Like, the story just never comes out the way that we first intended to. That's just how it is. I see you on the other side of the screen wanting your first draft to be perfect. I see you, and I'm sorry. I really am, but there's no getting around this. If you don't let go of this need for the first draft to be perfect, I honestly think you're gonna be setting yourself up for the most miserable writing experience ever. And it's gonna take you 10 times as long to write that first draft that's still gonna suck, because I'm sorry, it's gonna suck. No matter what you do, it's gonna suck. Then it would take you to just let it be crappy and then edit it like 10 times, because editing makes everything better. I know, shocking. If you've been writing for any length of time, you probably already know this one, but there are a lot of people out there, and I get a lot of messages actually where people want to publish their first draft. Don't do it. Like, don't do it. You're gonna regret it. If you put that book out into the world, it's like sending like a newborn baby out to get a job. It's wrinkly and gross, and it's just not ready. It's not even able to talk yet for itself. So it's like a really weird metaphor, but just go with it. Help your book baby grow and mature by editing the crap out of it, okay? I'm talking like 4 or 5 or 20 rounds of edits. And by the way, when you're newer, when you're first starting out, it's gonna take more rounds of edits, and that's totally normal, totally okay. Enjoy the process, because writing is supposed to be fun. And that sort of leads into my next point, which is number 4, write more books. Let's keep that weird metaphor going. Your first book is like your first baby. It's the one that you take all the pictures of for the scrapbook, and the other kids don't get any. The thing is, if you write any other book, then you're pretty much guaranteed that your first book is no longer going to be your best work. That's just how it is, because writers grow by writing. It's this magical thing that we all know about, but we all don't really seem to believe in, because we're too busy obsessing over getting that first chapter right, or making a Pinterest board, or a Spotify playlist, or oops, I have writer's block again. And you guys, the truth is, the only way to become a better writer is by writing, by actually writing, and like a lot and often. Like, you have to actually just do it. That's the truth of it. A lot of writers will get frustrated and like beat themselves up if they don't have a good writing session, or if something ends up being tossed and they're like, that was crap, and they get frustrated because they think, well, that was wasted time. But it is never wasted time, because every single time you write, you are growing as a writer, you are learning more about your craft, you are strengthening that writing muscle, so to speak. And so every single time you write is extremely valuable. And that's something I probably want you to hear more than anything else in this video. The more you write, the better you get. It's just the coolest thing, you guys. I don't understand why we all don't do this more, including myself, because the truth is, as much as I love my first book and my second book, my favorite book is the 6th one that I just finished writing, because it's my best work. It's just, honestly, every book that I write gets better. That's how it works. And so it doesn't hurt that it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but that's besides the point. You just get better as you write. And I think a lot of that is due to the fact that you start to catch your common mistakes before you make them. And speaking of common mistakes, let's go back to that show don't tell really quick, because I just recently, like a week or 2 ago, figured out a really, really cool way to avoid the show don't tell problem and actually start showing more. And that is number 5, write more dialogue. I seriously just like had this light bulb moment not that long ago where I realized that dialogue is valuable because it's not coming from you as the narrator, it's coming directly from your characters. And so if you think about it, telling is usually when the narrator gets in the way, right? So if the narrator's not involved and it's coming directly from the characters, that's more likely to be showing. This doesn't mean that you should write all dialogue, because I do think that there are some scenes and probably even large chunks of books where this doesn't quite work, just because maybe there's nobody to talk to and maybe it's awkward to have them talk to themselves, but give it a shot. I'm very curious to hear what you guys think of this, so let me know in the comments if you guys think that this is true or not, and if you're gonna try it or if you have tried it. Number 6 is make friends with other writers. And you might be like, oh wait, that's not writing advice because it's not actually about writing, but actually it is. You see, normal people just don't get it. They just don't get it. My hubby doesn't understand writing at all. When I tell him about my books and my plot and my characters and whatever issue I've run into, his favorite advice no matter what the problem is kill them all, because he thinks it's funny. And I'm like, you know, even the main character, because I kind of need her around for the next book, and he's like, yeah, kill her too. So not helpful. You know, he listens, but he does not get it. And there's nothing wrong with that, because not everybody is going to get writing, but you need to be able to talk to people who do get it, because writing is very emotional. Us creative types tend to be a little bit of a roller coaster emotionally. We can get depressed and deal with a lot of anxiety, and you know, the story is amazing one day and it sucks the next, and it's amazing the next and it sucks again the following, and it's just how it is. You need writing friends who will support you, who will let you vent to them, who will be a sounding board that you can bounce ideas off of. If you're sitting there thinking, how can I meet writing friends? I need to get some of those. Then I have good news for you. You can find them very easily on social media these days. Writing friends all around the world tend to be on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. I personally love Instagram. I'll put my handle below if you guys want to be my friend over there. But you can search hashtags like am writing and writing life, and you can find other writers and just connect with them. Just start commenting on their stuff, you know, interacting with them, and you'll find different people that you connect with more than others, and the friendships will develop that way. Or if you want to join an existing writing community that's amazing, where we do writing sprints all the time, and we hang out and chat writing and books and encourage each other and support each other, then you can check out my super cool, amazing Patreon page below in the description and come join us over there, because I happen to think that the writers in this group are the most amazing writers ever. Like, seriously, they're the best. So if you want to go check out the link, it's patreon.com/Bethany Atazadeh. And again, that's in the links below. I feel like I portrayed my husband a little bit weird in that last one. He's actually extremely supportive, like so supportive and encouraging of my writing, especially considering that it doesn't really make a full income yet. And that leads to number 7, which is that writing rarely supports you, at least in the beginning. I'm sorry, I know I'm bursting a lot of bubbles with this one, but I just want to be honest with you guys. I know that we all just want our first book to be like this smashing success and, you know, become millionaires and New York Times bestsellers list, and I hate to be the one to tell you that's, like, not gonna happen. Well, it could happen, but honey, again, you're probably not the exception to the rule. And I'm sorry, I'm calling you honey a lot, but I feel like that's because I care about you and I like you and I want you to know the truth, because we get so worked up in, like, we need this first book to be the all-encompassing moneymaker and we'll be set for life. And the truth is, writing rarely supports you, at least not right away. In my research, I'm finding that typically it's right around like 10 to 20 books in is when authors start to make a real income that can kind of replace a day job. So just be aware of that. I know a lot of authors who have actually multiple books under their belt who still work their day jobs and they're not making, you know, full-time pay from their books, because even if you get a big, shiny advance, when you break down that advance into multiple payouts over a span of multiple years, then it's just not that big, actually. I know it's sad, but it's just really, really important to me to help you guys set your expectations well so that you don't spend the first, like, 10 years of your writing career feeling bad about yourself for being normal. Books take time to make money, and I'm not saying that you can't make money off of it, because I'm definitely seeing growth. Hi, Penny. I've been here a while. She's getting bored. It doesn't mean that you can't make money off of writing books, because I am definitely seeing growth each time I put a new book out. There's kind of like a snowball effect. And also I'm learning new marketing strategies each time I fix mistakes that I made with previous books. And I talk about that a lot actually in my nonfiction book, How Your Book Sells Itself, just a little promo right there. But just know that if you want to write books, it needs to be ultimately because you love doing it. And if you want it to support you, awesome. But you will need to be very, 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 very patient and believe in yourself and surround yourself with people who believe in you, and maybe write a few quotes for yourself that will encourage you for a rainy day, you know, or 100, because you are not a quitter. You are here because you love writing. And so I guess the real advice here is stick it out, baby, because authors are just writers who didn't quit. Number 8. Beta readers are much needed taste testers. That's my strange way of saying that you don't know how your book will taste to somebody until somebody has tasted it, because not everybody has the same taste buds. This video has like the weirdest metaphors I've done in a long time, but beta readers are just like any readers whatsoever who will read your book before it's published, before it's actually ready to be seen by the public, and they'll give you a sense of what your audience would actually think of your book. They tell you what's working and they tell you what's not working, which is really, really, really important to know. I adore beta readers. I think they make my books a million times better. I have about 1,000 videos on beta readers, so I will leave my playlist on beta readers below. Actually, I think I have 5 videos right now. So go watch them. I'll link it below, but that's enough said about beta readers. I'm trying to decide if I should drop another bomb on you guys, like that whole money thing, or if I should give you something more encouraging. Let's do both. Number 9 is not everyone will like your writing. No matter how hard you work on your book, no matter how much time you spend on it, no matter how many people think it's truly incredible, there is always going to be somebody who doesn't like it. And so before you do anything else, I would say go out and grow some thicker skin, baby. Again, if you think that you're going to be, the exception to the rule and you're sitting there plugging your ears and singing to yourself right now, then I would just challenge you to go out and find some of your favorite books on Amazon and then read the 1-star reviews. Or if you don't want to, feel bad about the books you love, then just go to something major like Harry Potter. Harry Potter has sold millions and millions of books, and I'm pretty sure it's like one of the top most sold books ever. And there are still people who don't like it. So that's unfortunate. But if she's not the exception to the rule, then I'm pretty sure you and I won't be either. Every author is different, so if you don't do well with negative reviews, then try not to expose yourself to them. That's totally okay. I've only gotten a few myself, but while they do bother me, they often also kind of tend to make me laugh, because like the things that somebody will be upset about, like, there's too much romance in this story, will be something that another reader will love. And so you just have to write the book of your heart, the book that you want to go out into the world. Not everybody is going to like it, and that's okay. I think maybe an even better way to say this piece of advice would be, you can't please everyone. You just can't. And I think that advice applies to life in general. Number 10, remember your why. Again, not all of these tips will seem, specific to writing right at first glance, but this one definitely is, because it's truly going to improve your writing. It's going to help you avoid writer's block, and it's going to help you enjoy the process instead of hate every minute of writing. Ask yourself why you want to write and really dig down deep to figure out what your reason is, not somebody else's reason, your reason. Because if you're not writing from your why, you're probably writing from a lie. Are you writing because you have a story to tell, or are you writing to impress people? Are you writing because you find it therapeutic, or because somebody told you to? Are you writing because you love it, or are you writing because you want to make $1 million? Your why is what drives you. And so if it's not something positive and it's not something you can actually achieve, then it's going to start weighing you down. It's going to start feeling like this negative reason, and you're not going to enjoy it. So I don't know if that makes sense. Let me know in the comments if that made sense to you. Whether you're brand new to writing or you've been doing it for a while, I just wanted to sit here today and really encourage you guys and wish you the best and remind you of all the things that we really know a lot of the time, but we just forget to put into practice. So don't forget, if you want more writing advice like this from me, or you want to be coached by me in general, or you want to meet a bunch of other amazing writers, then you can come join us over on Patreon. The link is below. We have a lot of fun there. And speaking of Patreon, that reminds me that I will actually be revealing the cover for the first book in my fantasy series, The Stolen Kingdom, over on my Patreon page. They're going to be the first ones to see it next month. They are also going to be offered ARCs, aka Advanced Reader copies of the books in this entire series when they're ready, before anybody else in the world gets to read them. My patrons get to read them because that's how I roll, and I just love my patrons so much, so I want to always be blessing them and giving to them and providing exciting things for them as a thank you for supporting me. So if you want to support one of your favorite authors, jump on over to Patreon and check that out. And I really, really appreciate you guys so much. Seriously. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up to support my channel and subscribe below. And definitely ring the bell next to the subscription button if you want to be notified next time I have a video. All right, you guys. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye! So weird. I need to fix something. Oh, let me just, okay. Oh, by the way, pajama pants. Cute little baby? Who is your cute little baby, Bethany? You are the best. You have perfect placement. Just don't move, okay? Just stay there. Stay. And just watch. She's gonna move. Bang. Good girl. There she goes. Stretch. Okay. There's just, oh my gosh, she's so cute. Back to it. Good Penny. Good girl. It's so cute. I love her so much. Okay, focus.